Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into an essential topic for anyone using cloud services. So we're going to be talking about cloud cost management, okay? So whether you're a business owner, you're a developer, or you're just exploring cloud computing, I'm going to be showing how to manage your cost because it's very critical to avoid you help stop overspending, okay, and minimize the cost, right? So I will show you step by step how to set up budget alerts, how to check which resource is consuming your money on AWS, and how to optimize your cloud spending, okay? So let's get started. So first, you need to log into your AWS account, which I'm already logged in. If you don't have an AWS account or you're currently using an AWS account, log into your AWS account. And next, once you're in your AWS account, you can search for billing, okay? You can search for billing. You can search for billing and choose billing and cost management, okay? So you're going to see your billing and cost management. And the next stuff you're going to do is you're going to check, for example, what has been consuming your resource, okay? So first, we need to make sure to see what has been consuming our resource. You first need to check on bills. Okay, so right now, you're going to see this is estimated bill pending, okay? So this is my estimated bill spent this month, all right? So you need to now go to where we call, for example, budget. You need to search for budget, okay? You need to search for budget and planning. So let's say I'm having an overspending, okay? So I want to first of all plan budget, all right? So that my system won't spend a lot. So first, now you're going to see what is consuming all of these resources, okay? You will notice that there are some resources in AWS which consumes a lot, and there are some other resources that do not consume. So what am I going to do right now? I'm scrolling down where you see your 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 estimated grand total. You scroll down, you're going to see some of the main things that are consuming. So the first thing that the first tool that is really consuming for my account, for example, is Elastic Container Service. That's for Kubernetes, okay? Elastic Compute Service, okay? And Virtual Private Cloud. You're also going to see data transfer, all that. So this is part of what is consuming, okay? That has been consuming plus tax. So tax is normal, okay? That is what sum up to this budget. So I want to do what we call budget planning. I want to set up an alert, for example, to say, if I spend up to $10, let AWS notify me, okay? So what are we going to do right now? I'm going to click on budget, budget. And now, if you haven't created, if you haven't, for example, created your budget, you need to go to click on create budget. You give it a name like let's say monthly cloud budget. So let's create budget. We're going to use a template, okay? So spend budget. It can still be monthly spend budget, daily saving plan budget, okay? So I'm going to give a name like let's say maybe I just choose monthly cost budget, monthly cost budget. So I'm just going to call this budget name monthly cloud budget. Okay. Monthly cloud budget. Next, once you have choose monthly cloud budget, the next thing you have to do is, for example, you need to now choose the amount you'll be willing to spend. Okay. You need to choose the amount you'll be willing to spend. So first, we need to configure notification like an email address to receive alert when we reach a certain percentage. Okay. So it says specify the email address. So adding this email address. Okay. Then I'm going to scroll down. It says you'll be notified when any spend is above 0.01. So I'm going to show you how to edit that. Customize. Can choose monthly, can choose daily. Start month. So enter your budget. For example, I'll say once my budget arrive $100. Okay, $100. It's going to notify me. Okay. So I'm going to put the budget name once more. I'm going to call this monthly budget. Monthly budget, monthly cloud budget, monthly cloud budget. I'm going to call this monthly cloud budget. And I'm going to scroll down. Scroll down, I'm going to click on next. And your budget amount is 100. So we can always change this budget amount, right? We can choose the type of alert we want. So it says start by defining the alert types. So you can define, like it says it's going to, for example, create an alert to notify you when you have reached 75% of the budget amount. Okay. We can say 75% of the budget. We can equally add, I'm going to add the email again here. Let me just say test budget. Gmail. So add your email, right? Click next. So we have a threshold that we have set. So once you reach 75%, we are going to be notified, right? We are going to be notified. So you click next. And now you'll notice that first we have a budget type. We have the cost of the budget. Start date will be March. End date we have not defined. Period will be Monday. So you can choose daily, right? You can also choose daily. That one's one your budget arrive $5 to $10 daily. 75% of that amount you should be notified, right? So we choose monthly for this case, and we choose alert 75% of the budget of the actual cost, and we'll create this budget. Okay, so we're creating this budget. So we have created this budget. We gave the name of the budget monthly cloud budget. Okay, so this is to notify us so we can know. For example, when our budget arrives 75%, you'll be notified. So you should be careful because that will already be spent. Okay. So make sure you put the right email so you can see this on budget. We have made a budget, and apart from that, now we want to check resources consuming the most money monthly. How do we do that? So want to now check, I already first of all showed you for the starting of the video how you can check some of the resources that are consuming the budget. I already shown you. So now we're going to go to the next topic, which we call Cost Explorer. So to see which resource is consuming most money, you have to head over to Cost Explorer, right, in your billing dashboard. So if it's your first time, you will need to enable it. Once it's active, you're going to use what we call filters to break down your cost by services, region, resources, and all that. Okay. So that you can see how much you're spending on, for example, on EC2 instance, S3 storage. So this will help you identify the top drivers and understand where your money is going. So we're going to click on Cost Explorer. It says, since this is your first time, it will take some time to prepare your course and user data. Please check back in 24 hours. So you might have this, right? So you might also have this if it's actually your first time. So unfortunately, I might not be able to complete this because this is a new AWS account. So I might not be able to cover this, but then with Cost Explorer, you should know what you have to do. You just need to enable Cost Explorer if it's your first time using it. And you have to use filters to break down the costs and services, like to check where your money is actually going. Where your money is actually going. Okay. So apart from that, we also have reports. We also have Cost Explorer Save report. So Cost Explorer will also give you report, right, on all of those services that are consuming, how these services are being used, okay, how these services are being used, and where your money is going to, okay. So the next that we talk about is optimizing your cloud spending. So you have to use AWS Compute Optimizer to get recommendation for resizing EC2 instance, okay. So you just need to, for example, use an AWS Compute Optimizer to get a recommendation for resizing your EC2 instance, like for the storage, to move infrequent access of data, and all of that. Okay. So most infrequent access to data to cheap storage like S3, infrequent access to S3, Glacier. Then you can also use reserve instance or saving plans for predictable workloads, okay? And you can also automate the resource management with AWS Instance Scheduler to shut down unused resources during off hours. So you can also use AWS Instance Scheduler to shut down unused resources during off hours. So I'm going to be giving you equally a short bonus. So to also monitor your costs regularly, you need to set up AWS cost and usage report, okay? So you need to set up AWS cost and usage report to get detailed insight in your spendings. So you can use AWS budget. Let me show you. AWS budget report. So this is budget report, right? You need to equally create budget name, you select. So this was one of the budget that we created, and you'll be getting budget report, right? So you'll be getting budget report on what you have, like the resources that has consumed and everything. So now this is a little bonus I'm about to show you. For example, there are tools like for example, me working on projects like VS Code, on my project on my CLI, trying to bring that, not letting me. Perfect. So this is project I'm working on, right? This is a Kubernetes cluster. Okay. So what I'm going to advise you to do is utilizing Terraform. Okay. So with Terraform, you're able to, for example, create resources, right? In AWS, with Terraform, you'll be able to create resources in AWS, and you equally be able to destroy these resources when you're no longer using them. Okay, so for example, this is an EKS cluster which was created and which is currently running. Let me do kubectl, get nodes. So you can see I have 2 nodes running, right? So if I want to destroy all of this EKS cluster, I'm going to be running a command like terraform destroy, okay? Terraform destroy. So terraform destroy. I'm going to be running command like terraform destroy, okay? So now it's going to destroy everything, like every resources in your environment. Like for example, I don't want to destroy this, okay? So let me just show you. Let's say I want to destroy the VPC. I'm going to sit in the VPC. Once I'm here, I do terraform init. Okay. I do terraform init. After init, I'm going to destroy. Okay. So with Terraform, you're able to terraform destroy. Terraform destroy. So with Terraform, it's going to help you always destroy all the resources. Okay. So you see, it is destroying every stuff concerning the cluster. So if I type yes right now, it's going to destroy 24 resources on AWS will be destroyed. Okay. So learn how to, I don't want to destroy this, so I'm going to cancel. So I'm going to cancel. Okay. I don't want to destroy. So make sure that you can use tools like Terraform, because with Terraform, you can always destroy when you're done, so your cost is minimal. Okay. You might be asking yourself that how are you going to connect how are you going to connect yourself? How are you going to connect yourself to maybe your client, your SSH client? Because VS Code is my SSH client in my own case. Okay. So VS Code is the SSH client which I am using. So you will need to create for your maybe your root account, you need to create what we call access and secret access key. You need to create them. Okay. You need to create a secret and access key here. You click on create. Yours is going to show create. Okay. I already have them. So you're going to create a secret and access key, and you will come to your client, be it mobile extend, be it VS Code, and you type AWS configure. You're going to put your access key. You're going to put your secret access key. You will put your region and you click enter. Okay. So you can also watch the video of Terraform, which is attached to this video, from zero to hero, how to use Terraform in your environment. And equally, and a last bonus I would like to tell you about is, as an engineer, you make sure that you can utilize what we call I am. Okay. This is I am. You can just search for I am. I'm going to I am, but I'm showing you I am. You can just type I am. Identity access management. So we believe in the principle of least privilege. So you're giving just the permission on what you have to do, right? So if you have a developer, let's say developer 1, developer 2, and they require a permission to create for example, just an EC2 instance, or to create just a particular resource, make sure that you're giving them just the permission, right, which they will need to provision that resource. For example, this developer is attached to a group. Developer 1 is in a group called, let me see, groups. Developer 1 is in a group called admin, okay? And this admin has a policy called administrator access, okay? So, and let's check again the second user. We have a second user, developer 2. Let's check the group where developer 2 is found. Developer 2 is in a group called dev. And this developer has just Amazon VPC4 access and nothing more in the cluster, right? So let's say a new engineer just came in your environment. You don't give this engineer full access, right? You can just give the engineer, maybe if the engineer is there to create an EKS cluster, you can give them the permission needed to create an EKS cluster, okay? So, and by following these steps, you can take control of your cloud spending and ensuring you're getting the most value out of your cloud investment. Remember, cloud cost management is not a one-time tax. It's an ongoing process. So if you found this tutorial helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more cloud computing tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.